Hello, and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm here to build model kits and to talk to you in the chat. If you're watching later on YouTube, you missed out on the conversation. First and foremost, thank you, Harold, for hosting the stream. Durman's here in the chat, along with Harold. Throw in the Bear Cave emote in there. Please, if you are a subscriber, throw in that Bear Cave emote. Let me know you're here. And if you're not a subscriber but you're here in the chat, just say hi or whatever. Give me another emote. I don't know. You got options. You got stuff you can do. So primarily the stream is going to be building a Lego set, a 3-in-1 Lego set. But also we're going to work on finishing up first the many choppers so we can build one big old chopper. I've got all the components of the 4 that we finished, that we built, set up in the components we need, the parts we need to build together. We're going to finish the 5th one. We're going to put it all together. Santini's here. A whole Tony of choppers, says Durman. Indeed. That's what a group of choppers is. It's a Tony. Because it's Tony. You get it. You get it. Santini, thank you for being here. Harold says 1 week until PAX. Indeed. This time, next week, will be the, I will have just finished a panel, because I have a panel next Thursday. Lashbrook's here. Hi, Lashbrook. Happy to have you. Thanks for joining me. Today, yeah, we're going to build a chopper. We're going to wait a little while. Let some people kind of join in. Last night was my game stream, my monthly bonus game stream. We played less Jackbox than I would have thought. I think that that You Don't Know Jack game took longer than I thought it would. Madverse City is about as long as I thought with 8 people. And of course I was like, I'll play a couple games of Hearthstone. The first one, the person conceded right away. That second game is 23 minutes. It's been too long since I've seen the Proto Men. Indeed, I haven't seen them in concert in quite some time. I found this shirt in the back of my drawer, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot I own this Proto Men shirt. So I was happy to throw it on. But yeah, that second game, because I put it up on my YouTube. You can find it at youtube.com/PatBaer. In the games playlist, I put up just that game, and it was 23 minutes. It's a long Hearthstone match. I've had longer, but that one went the distance. But yeah, we're going to work on these choppers. I was really happy to do it. So we are going to work on this Lego Creator. It's a 3-in-1. You can see the 3 here. It's the yellow kind of doesn't love my green screen too much. But yeah, we're going to build this. We're going to start with one of these and then end with this so that this version is in the box. And we'll start that, and we'll probably work on that on Saturday as well. No, we're not going for speed. Hello, BC Eagles. Happy to have you here. It's been a little while. Jam is here. Hi, Jam. Happy to have you here as well. Good crew. Solid crew. Yeah, Harold, I got this shirt at a PAX. It was most likely a PAX East. But yeah, I've had this for a while. Let's go to the overhead, because we got a few folks here. We'll finish up our choppers. You can see I have the components of the different choppers here. I have this set here. We're going to finish this up, combine them together. And then I'm going to bring another... So, Saturday, which is my next build stream. It's 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm doing an afternoon stream because I'm working Saturday evening. I'm covering a shift. So... in order to have time to stream, I'm going to do it in the afternoon. And because that's going to be a remote stream, I am taking the Lego set, the 3-in-1, and then I'm going to take another Lego set just to have something to build. So I am going to do a poll, but whatever we come up with will be the thing we build after those. This was bought by Santini, this Lego set that we're going to build today. So, and the nice thing about 3-in-1 is, you know, not a lot of pieces, but we're going to take it apart and then put it back together. So we'll build it 3 times. It is chopper time, Ultron. Welcome. But yeah, we've got not much left to do for the walking point. it's not. It doesn't. Whoops. Oh no, Chopper. We lost Chopper. Doesn't take much to build this particular one. This is the fifth one, and is kind of the easiest and smallest of the kits that we've had. But we'll still give it the proper love that it deserves. We gotta respect it. B4, B1. So B4 is on this side with B1. We gotta put some stickers on this, so we'll snap it out and put some stickers. But yeah, since I'm doing a remote stream, taking Lego is a lot easier. I just have to make sure they don't fall off the table that I'm going to be building on, but it's a lot easier to transport Lego than it is to transport tools and a big old model kit. I'll do it, but yeah. Your Saturday stream will start when my shift at work starts. That's a bummer, German. Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate. I wanted to get that Saturday stream in because I'm working at night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I wanted to get that Saturday stream in, so I'm going to do it early. Because next week I'm only going to stream guaranteed Monday and Tuesday night. And then I might be able to stream Wednesday night from my Airbnb, but won't know until I get to my Airbnb and check in if I will be able to stream from there or not. Because, I won't know. I hope I'll be able to, but that is a thing that we won't know until we try. But yeah, did you get the thing I sent you, Durman? Durman, I did not get that yet. I will check my mail tomorrow, but as of today, it did not arrive. I might bring that with me on Saturday if it arrives in time, because that might be a thing that will be fun to build. But yeah, that did not arrive yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the afternoon stream just because, like I said, I know I can stream twice next week, Monday and Tuesday, 10 p.m. till midnight. Also, I'm not 100% sure this is going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I have a scheduled appointment with Verizon Fios to get Verizon Fios in my apartment. Now, I do have to convince my landlord, who does not want me to do it, to let me do it. She does not want the cabling coming to the front of the building, and I don't think they can do it from the back of the building and wrap it around. So I have to convince her, and I think I will. I mean, I've just said that it makes my life very difficult to not have it, and which is true. Because, I much prefer. Right now. I wish I had been streaming for an hour and not a few minutes. It's frustrating to me that I can't stream in the afternoon if I want to. That I don't have that option for Johnny, Smash Mouth on the stream, who is an international viewer. I wish that he had the option. The only time he can really watch the streams is when he has insomnia, and that sucks. I don't like that. I want him to have the option to, I'd love to have an afternoon stream. Or the stream I'm doing on Saturday, I'm renting a space so that I can do it. I'm getting a good deal on that space, but I'm still renting a space, and I have to travel to go do it. Instead of doing it from my apartment at 4 p.m. So I'm hoping that I convince my landlord that Fios it's going to be fine and everything will be okay. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll all work out, because I want to get. I mean, it's 100 up, 100 down. It's a 2-year contract, and it's a couple dollars more a month than the current internet I'm paying, where I can't stream before 10 p.m. So we'll see. I'm hoping that she will be cool, and I can convince her to be cool. We'll see, though. We only have one more sticker left in the whole thing, so excited about that. How are y'all doing tonight? Let me know how your Thursday's going. I did a bunch of prep work for PAX. Quality internet tubes. Yeah, my internet's not Yeah, in general, it's just not been great. But yeah, let me. I did some prep work for PAX, my various panels, sent some emails out, getting some stuff ready. Trying to see if a few people want to have, I don't know, a meeting with me maybe while I'm out there. Stuff like that. I can't believe my spring break is almost over. Yeah, Harold, we have you here at 10 o'clock because of your spring break. But yeah, I mean, time flies when you suddenly can catch up on sleep. You don't have to think about work for a little bit. Besides all the stuff you've been thinking about work the whole time, I'm sure. I went on a bit of an adventure tonight trying to find the hot new gaming console, talking about the Game Boy Color. Lashbrook, I mean, I would think that even retro gaming places might not necessarily have a Game Boy Color. That could be a bit of a tough item to find. I ended up failing and buying a really nice looking one off eBay. Well, there you go. Um, yeah, I mean, there are a few. I mean, I'm in New York, right? So I got video games in New York, and there are tons of not tons. There's a bunch of other places. If I want to find some stuff, but I'm sure actually the one on eBay would be better probably than most of the stores that I would go to. But I'm sorry you couldn't find it. Fortunately, I still have most of my old game stuff. Says Durman. My GBC is the Pokemon Gold Silver Edition. That's rad. That's very cool. Alright, so we put this booster on here. We got our, and then we've got to put, yeah, we're almost done here. Got to do this here. Look at that. This Atomic Purple. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you want a Game Boy Color, you got to go purple. That is the way to go. All right. Now this looks like which edge is up. This edge is up. Goes in like that, and then that goes in this, and then this goes in here, and that is our walking. That's our friend. That's the end. That's the walk hopper kit, and then the fifth thing does include instructions of combining all of them together and what you need to do to combine them all together. So we'll go over that now. I am going to take a photo. My original Game Boy Color, unfortunately, was lent to a friend and never seen again. Lashbrook, that's not your friend. That's some rudeness right there. I'm taking my phone out because I want to take a photo of this before we combine it all together. I'll take a photo like here. Let's go into my old camera app on my old phone here. And just get a photo in. You know me, I try to be focused when we're streaming and not look at other things, but in that case I did. Alright, so we take a chopper off, put a chopper in our box here. We take this part off of this. And then we fold these up. Put these up here. Up here. Take this. Fold it down. Fold it like that. Then we take these back. And wait. Okay. Just following the instructions they're giving us. Then we take the cannon from one of our other ones. That for some reason, I don't know why, they want me to put that there. I think the cannon helps connect it later. So we do that. And then this goes like, oh, it's stabilizing. So the cannon, which was from another one of our kits, we put in there to be basically a back leg for this, or a stabilizer to help with that. Because these are the legs of our big old chopper. So that just helps balance it, it looks like. That's very smart. All right, and then we We have our stomach here. Lord Crashington says, "Hey Pat, had the day off, so it was a relaxing day with some basketball. Hell yeah, got March Madness, baby." And Durman says, "I worked all day, then came home and had a tasty sandwich." Durman, that also sounds great. Tasty sandwich. All right, so that locks in place. That goes in there, and then we take this one, which is the horn one, which it becomes the backpack, and that goes in. Does this. And these become like the front straps of the backpack. Although that has a tendency to... So that goes in like that. And then we take the heavy armor, which is the arms, and kind of helps with the chest there. I'm going to pull these out like this. This all comes together pretty easy so far. And then kind of just go up. Then the last step is adding the head, which was the guard fortress, which was the first thing we built. I had a nice walk in the park today and some Pokemon Go. Hell yeah, I did some Pokemon Going when I went on some errands today. I had to go get a copy of my front door got replaced, and so my landlord wanted a copy of it for emergencies, and I was like, yeah, you own the house. Yes. So I said I would do it so that instead of me handing her my key and then getting it back at some point, I was like, what if I just go get a copy and leave you the copy? I had errands to run too. I had to go to the hardware store for a bunch of stuff, and I had to get more gaff tape because I'm out of gaff tape. My home gaff tape collection has run out, and I need it for PAX because the best way to protect an N64 during a Royal Rumble is to gaff tape it to the stage. If you look for photos the past 4 years, you'll see that. All right, so this is it. Here is our giant Tony Chopper, and I'm now going to put it like this so we can look at it. Look how fucking awesome this is. Like, I'm legitimately thrilled. When I saw this, that these little kits combined to make this big kit, I immediately ordered them. I started buying them because I knew I wanted to just make this giant Tony Chopper. It's a big boy, big and adorable, indeed. So, you know how every once in a while I keep stuff, like some of the Star Wars Lego stuff and any death site that I've built, the perfect grade that we made. This is joining the collection. Y'all don't get this. First of all, it will be annoying because it can live in this box and then I have to send all these small boxes too. And instead, I'm just going to break these boxes down, put them in there, keep them all in that, and this is going on display. But I'm going to put this Tony Chopper on display with a bunch of the tiny Tonys around as well. And there's also, one of the things you can do is you can take this and you can put some of the small Tonys on it. It's a stand for the Tonys that ride in the vehicles. But yeah, this is mine. This is mine now. It wasn't bought off the wish list by one of y'all. I would never keep one of those, other than the perfect grade, obviously. But yeah, I'm keeping my Tony Chopper friend. This might live in my bedroom. No, I don't have any kits in my bedroom. I'm going to cough on them. But I might keep this. So I got to take a photo of my big chopper friend. You're too excited about this Tony of choppers to get rid of it. Yeah, Durman. This is a keeper. It's unbelievable. So let me take a photo of Chopper. I'll talk about One Piece later. I saw the weekend, the One Piece that came out this weekend, because I hadn't watched it over the weekend, and it was a solid episode. I mean, Sun Pirates got a redemption arc again. Fishman Karate happened. Fishman Karate happened. Jinbei fucking rules. We all knew Jinbei ruled. So, that's nothing new. But, alright, I'm gonna take a photo of Tony. Alright, I got my Tony Chopper photo done. That's beautiful. I love it so much. It's just my reindeer son. My reindeer son is here. Look at my reindeer son. Ah. Yes, protect me while I sleep. Indeed. Alright, so I gotta break these boxes down eventually, and I will. But I can put Tony here, in there. Tony lives there now. That's where Tony lives. And now we can knoll. We don't need these. Put those aside. We won't hopefully need tweezers. We might need our sponger, so we'll keep our sponger out. Our file we shouldn't need. I mean, I rarely use sponger. Better Tony Chopper watching than Airbnb taxidermy. Indeed, Santini. Speaking of which, hey Santini, you may recognize this. We got a switch to this. This is our Lego 3-in-1. This is going to be our extra pieces thing at the end. There are a couple bags here. They're not numbered because you're doing a 3-in-1 here. So we're going to do a quick knoll. We're just going to do a color knoll. We're not going to do a by size. We'll just do a different colors here and just kind of separate this out. But yeah, that Tony Chopper rules. But yeah, I'll talk about more anime after the break, but because we're on it right now, yeah, that episode of One Piece was fine. Nothing really happened. They're producing the story along. You're getting a sense that things are going somewhere. We got to see Jinbei be honorable and rad, because Jinbei is honorable and rad. Also, it's nice to watch an anime where a major core conceit that everyone who is rad agrees with is that slavery sucks. And slavery just fucking is bad. Like, it's tough when the politics of anime sometimes aren't aligned with that obvious fucking statement, or they go into a, well, it's complicated kind of thing. It's like, nah. Anyone that rules in the One Piece universe agrees that slavery fucking sucks. So that is nice. That's a nice thing about One Piece. I have Augustus, Coltrane, Call, and Build a Figure Galactus watching over me. Ooh, the Build a Figure Galactus. Yes, I've seen that. That thing's beautiful. But yeah, so now we're just going to knoll by color here. Get everything in working order. I don't know which one I'm going to do first. I know last is going to be, because that's the one I want to be built in the box. The last one we're going to build is the robot, because that's what this channel is. We build Gundams. So I think the first thing we're going to build is we're going to build this one. I'll go build this Explorer first, and then we'll build the other one second. So I think that's it. Well, that's the order we're going to do. But yeah, so right now we're just going to knoll by color. Separate the pieces out. I just got to the Davy Jones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Lastbrook. Yeah, you are way behind me as far as... Because that's a weird thing to say. It's 2019, and I am current on... Like, I am up to date and current on One Piece, and it's so weird. But I'm glad we had some One Piece talk, because that's an anime that, like, it's been on for forever. And it's not necessarily an approachable show at this point. And the dub is sometimes great and sometimes not. I know. I will say this. So I tweeted this out, but my aunt was just like, I started watching Rurouni Kenshin on Hulu. They have the dub on Hulu. And I was like, what are you talking about? My aunt is in her mid-60s. My dad's younger sister. She has never spoken to me about anime before. She has never spoken to me about animation in general before. I do not know. I did not understand where this was coming from. I was rightfully fucking confused. So I said, okay, on Facebook, what's up? And then she said, I'm watching this YouTube show where they make swords. And they made that reverse sword. And I was interested, and I got curious. So I looked it up on Hulu, and it's on Hulu, and so I'm watching it. And then because she basically clarified that she was watching Man at Arms, which is a series on YouTube. They make fantasy swords. They make a lot of fantasy like live action stuff, but they also do a lot of anime stuff. Um, so I was like, oh, she was like, but they don't show clips of what they're talking about. So she didn't know at first that it was an anime. She thought it was like a live action show. But she's into it. She's like 10 episodes in. And I'm like legitimately very touched by that. And so she's been asking me anime questions about other shows and if she would like them or not. And so she's asking me about shows that some couple I've never seen. And then I have to be like, that's not an anime. No, I don't like Walking Dead, or not Walking Game of Thrones, but you might like it. Oh yeah, you can watch that. And I think that we're probably a couple conversations away from dubs versus subs. Like I think eventually I'm gonna have to tell her about Crunchyroll, and that's gonna be a whole other fucking thing. But it's wild that I'm talking to my 60-year-old aunt about Rurouni Kenshin. Fucking weird. I'll jump back to what you guys saying here. Astrology. Hey, my friend just found an AC model that looks great. Is it up your alley? I don't know. It might be. You could send me a link on Twitter if you want, and I could take a look at it after the stream. Lord Crashington says, first of all, hi Lord Crashington, happy to have you here. I think I stopped watching One Piece in the 2008s, 280s, you should say, no, 280s, something like that. I think they were on Sky Island. I can't imagine what's going on now. It might be like going from the end of Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super. I mean, a lot happens. Sky Island stuff is really fun. That's a fun arc. But yeah, there's a time skip, and then a lot of shit happens. So yes, if you are not up to date, it could be tough to get up to date. I mean, there's just so much of it. There's just so much of it. All right, so we're gonna keep knolling here. But yeah, my aunt's watching anime, and that's fucking a weird thing for me to say. And so she had some anime questions. So basically, she's been watching Forged in Fire on the History Channel, which I have not watched, but as far as I can tell, is they do like historical weapons, and apparently my aunt discovered she's into that, and she was looking for more shows, so she started watching this YouTube series where they make fantastical stuff, and it's the same way, it's basically Ace of Cakes, but what if Ace of Cakes was about making weapons? Because it's the same, like, hey, if you're a YouTube series about making fantasy weapons, and you do a lot of anime-inspired stuff, you might be accurate in thinking that the people who are making that show are real, pleasant weirdos. And you would be right. But the step from, a verse katana set in the Meijin period of Japan, I want to check that out. Like, the leap that my aunt made is beautiful, in my opinion. It's just lovely. I don't know. It's so nice. I love that. And I love that she was like, I have to tell Pat about this. And she was right. I would have been very mad if I had never heard this. If like years later I'd be like, well, your aunt used to watch anime. I'd be like, wait, what the fuck? So anyway, I don't know. I've watched Man at Arms before. It's pretty cool. They make the things and the fantasy ones, and then they go and like they have a guy who just takes them and tries to like chop things with it. And I enjoy that. I haven't watched Fortune Fire. It's on the History Channel. I have not checked it out. I do not have cable. But my aunt likes it enough to go down a rabbit hole. And I'll say this. Like, one of the reasons why, it's not just that it's anime, it's that my aunt was like, I like this. Oh, I'm watching this YouTube series. Ooh, this show they're talking about sounds great. I'm going to look it up. She found out that Rurouni Kenshin is animated, and then she still was like, all right, I guess I'll watch an episode. I have Hulu Plus, and like watched an episode. Just like blown away. It's yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really caught up in it, and it feels like I don't know. I'm just proud. Um, Ultron says my uncle is the one who told me about Big Man Japan. I was like, what? Yeah, every once in a while, and sometimes it's like I think like, oh, it's coworkers or whatever, like, like that happens, like people hear about a thing. You also have that thing of like, I don't know if y'all's family, extended family is like mine is, they're they don't know, but they're nice about not knowing. So like I got a cousin who doesn't understand anything I do that like watched some early live streams and was just like, I don't get this. I don't understand Twitch. I don't understand what you're doing. But he was like, hey, Web of Spider-Man, like he was like the Spider-Verse, Enter the Spider-Verse. That was a really good movie. And I was like, yeah, it really was. And he was like, yeah. And he goes like, oh, I can imagine that coming out when we were kids and that being like my favorite thing in the world. And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, great. And he was like, when I saw it, I thought of you and wanted to talk to you about it. And I was like, yeah. It's like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Like, that's what I like to see, And I try to be the same way, Uh, when there's positive Jets news, and that doesn't happen that often, I understand. I always want to reach out to my dad, talk to my dad about it, because my dad is a lifelong Jets fan. So if and when anything good happens to the Jets, which is not, like I said, not that often, but when it does, I like to reach out because I know he will appreciate that I was paying attention. Because that's all you can do. I don't stake any claim in any football team, but I have friends who are diehard Seahawks fans, who grew up in Seattle and love the Seahawks. So when the Seahawks are doing well, I think of my friends, and that's kind of the attitude I like to see in other people as well. That part of like, hey, this does not affect me, but I know it really affects you, so congrats. The same way that like, if the Eagles are doing well, by extension, not only does that make Austin happy, that makes Austin Walker's dad happy, who I've never met and have no connection to, other than he's Austin Walker's dad. And so, like, it's good when the Eagles do well, because that means that it's, like, nice for the Walkers. That's good. I like that. I got no, I got no internal, honest, my thing for it. It doesn't hit my buttons, But, like, I don't know. It's good for my friends. One of my friends, Megan, is just getting into wrestling right now. Legitimately right now, just getting into wrestling. And, like, I get to live vicariously through her as a new wrestling fan. She is a Irish redhead who a friend of hers at work was like, hey, are you checking out this Becky Lynch thing? I think you would love Becky Lynch. Turns out my friend Megan fucking loves Becky Lynch and is so psyched to like be a wrestling fan. Like it worked for her. And that's awesome. I'm so excited about that. Because it's like fun to like talk to her about, like what's going on in wrestling. And she always has questions and, it's like, this is, a storyline stuff now. She gets to like learn about, like the McMahon's involvement, and she doesn't come from Total Divas. She doesn't have any connection to that. She doesn't have the history of it, but like she can get it. She can understand she can pick up what's going on and have a conversation about it. And it's awesome. I'm so psyched for her. It's like a good time for her. Yeah. she was like, I know about New Day because they're very good on the internet. So she's like, I knew that I was supposed to be psyched about this, but it's like, but yeah, kind of learning the ins and outs and like talking to her about what a dusty finish is, and like just talking wrestling talk. And then she's like, she's only really watching SmackDown and a little bit of Raw, but mostly SmackDown because Becky, and she's watching Raw to see if Becky shows up because that's her in. But then she's getting exposed to like Ricochet, like she's learning up, and then I'm like, she's like, hey, do I have to start watching NXT? And I was like, you should probably start watching NXT. And I was like, actually, you should be watching NXT at 205 Live and just taping Raw and not watching it live and Raw and SmackDown and just fast forwarding. But it's been really interesting to like communicate with her about wrestling because that's not a thing that she grew up with or has any real connection to. Literally, a character transitioned a character transitioned from wrestling to mainstream pop culture, and she got caught up in it, and I think that's awesome. And it's also very funny to talk to her about like Becky's NXT introduction and like the badness of her gimmicks in the past. That's very fun to have her just be like, "Oh no, I'm thinking of resubbing just for WrestleMania because I need to see this Kofi match." Yes, Lashbrook. I mean, it's. I said this earlier. They got me interested in an angle that involves Vince McMahon, and that's pretty good. That I'm like, oh yeah, Vince is in the storyline, but I still care about it because I don't give a fucking shit about Vince McMahon at this point. I just want him to retire, pretty much. But yeah, they're doing incredible storytelling. Kofi and Xavier and everybody. I mean, Randy Orton's been coming to work like he wants to be at work lately, which is interesting. And doing the work. Daniel Bryan's doing. I mean, the real honest thing is that Daniel Bryan's doing actual incredible work right now, and like it is being slightly overshadowed by Kofi, but like that program will work, and those two will wrestle well against each other, and it'll make money. It's cool how much wrestling gets to be themselves these days compared to what I guess it was like for them in the 80s. And yeah, I mean, if Kofi doesn't have a champion, then it's, yeah. I mean, it's, look, a lot of it's bad because there's so many hours of programming. And the writers, get overruled all the time. And cohesive storytelling doesn't always happen. There's a great storyline happening right now. You can follow from afar. You can follow clips on YouTube if that's how you want to do it. I don't know if I can ever, like, fully and unequivocally like recommend like getting back into wrestling, but there's good wrestling happening all across the country and the world, and there's never been a better time to be a wrestling fan because there's so much on the internet you can watch. You can get a subscription to New Japan. Elite is starting up, and that's going to be interesting wrestling promotion. Ring of Honor's been on a roll for fucking 10 years basically. You get a subscription, not watch the main product, and just watch the pay-per-views on WWE. Watch NXT, watch NXT UK, watch 205 Live, and just, watch some great goddamn wrestling. You get Chikaratopia, and just watch lots of Chikara. Chikara's streaming and archive video service. Watch hours and hours of classic, incredible, nonsense, wonderful superhero lucha wrestling, and have a ball with that. A month of Chikaratopia is an incredible investment for some really silly, fun wrestling, including if you went and watched Chikaratopia and watched Heidi Lovelace's last match. Heidi Lovelace is now wrestling as Ruby Riott in the WWE. Heidi was her indie name. Her last match, I'm in the audience at. Was not expecting to be there for that. What turned out to be her last match in Chikara. But it's an incredible match. She's so good. She's like my biggest disappointment in wrestling right now because they're just not using her properly. Uh, but yes, I don't mind if Kofi Kingston drops at SummerSlam. I give him a one win, give him a win at WrestleMania, give him a title offense, have Daniel Bryan chase him, uh, get a new recruit in Daniel Bryan's weird army. Uh, like yeah, let him win it back at SummerSlam. Don't give him a rematch, but this story is incredible, and it's time for Kofi Kingston to be a champion. Um, there's an incredible video on Twitter. So, a refrain that the New Day has been saying is guys like Kofi. And they're not saying it. They're saying it without saying it in a way that I really appreciate. Because they pull it back and it's all like, it's a work and everybody knows it's a work and everybody knows that it's storytelling and all that. But there's truth. There could be truth in fiction, obviously, right? And the truth in the fiction is that the opportunities for African Americans and Latinx wrestlers, and wrestlers that English is not their native language, that have been few and far between. And a person like Kofi Kingston, who has worked there for so long, had one really good run pulled out from under him, and hasn't had that championship, and it's part of a pattern. If you look at African Americans who are world champion, there are so few, and it's disgraceful, and that's not something that is part of the storyline. It's part of the storyline. For some reason, people have made choices and are holding him back, but it's part of the storyline because it's part of the reality of it. And people don't want to hear that. When the New Day were tag champions and I forget who was cruiserweight champion, but they were African American person was cruiserweight champion, and Sasha Banks was the women's champion. They took a photo with hashtag Black Excellence, and it made a stink with some idiots on the internet because talking about that, like, why are we talking about this? What does it matter? Whatever, blah blah blah. But it does matter. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, the network isn't great, Lord Crashington. There's still a lot of bugs with it. It is a frustrating experience. Watching WrestleMania, unless you have a really good wired connection, like don't try to stream WrestleMania on your phone or through Wi-Fi because that is always a nightmare. I mean, I'm going to be working this year, so I won't watch it live anyway. But um, yeah, so uh, Big E had this video on like basically like it's very clear that for people like us, these opportunities can get taken away. That you could work 10 times harder than the next guy, and and still get your opportunity taken away from you. And it's interesting because they're speaking to a thing that people know to be true and real, and they're not calling it out. They're not calling Vince McMahon racist, but it's oof. Uh, it's it's interesting. I think it's a really interesting part of the storyline of just like them being like, maybe this isn't the cup. Maybe like this isn't for us. Because the talk had always been like Xavier Woods has always said like one of New Day's goals is to get a championship, a world championship, on Kofi Kingston. Like they know Xavier's got a career outside wrestling. Xavier has a career as an announcer, as a manager. Xavier can work until he can't. Xavier can work after he can't walk anymore. Big E is going to make a bunch of money in wrestling. He's going to have a heel turn at some point. He'll have a successful career. He'll always find work. He'll do well on the indies. He'll open a school and be great. They're both going to be great. Kofi Kingston is a Hall of Famer uh, in his own time, but before New Day runs its course, they want him to have a championship. They've always said that, and now that it does look like it's going to happen, but also it's part of this kind of interesting storyline that they're making bigger than you would necessarily think that they would be able to make it. Um, yeah, and I don't know. It's I'm happy that they're doing it. We get swerved, right? We get swerved. Daniel Bryan could. I think Kofi Kingston is going to be in a match with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. I don't know exactly what deals are going to be. I think they've got to pull that. But there is just like a lingering doubt in my mind that he might not. That he might. It might be a dusty finish. He might win, but not win, and it'd be reversed it. But I mean, if they have him lose on SmackDown 2 nights later, he was still champion. So I'll take that if that's what we have to deal with. If they never even put his name on the fucking belt, I don't know. Uh, it's really funny because the story that we were supposed to be excited about the most was Becky Lynch, the man, Becky Lynch. But Ronda Rousey sucks so much. She just sucks as a person so much that I have lost a lot of interest in that match. And they, making it with Charlotte, making a three-way fight. They're doing some interesting things, having Ronda interfere at Fastlane because she really wants the best competition. Blah blah blah. Ultron, I agree with you. I think that Kofi Kingston should be a champion that is constantly being forced to fight. He's constantly he for some reason he doesn't get a say. I mean, we know the reason. He won't get a say in who his opponents are. He's constantly having to prove himself. He's constantly fighting an uphill battle to keep that championship tooth and nail. And then they start, going after Xavier and going after Big E and putting them in bad situations as punishment because Kofi keeps retaining. I want to see that. I just don't know. Yeah, Lashbrook. Yeah, I mean they're couching it in, you don't get to see your kids. Is this worth it? We can do other things. They're on social media. They are really playing up the reality of as if this was a real toxic work environment, which it is, but they're playing that as part of the story, and it's interesting. But yeah, I want to be really excited about Becky Lynch. I think she's going to win. I think she's going to pin Charlotte so that Ronda can come back and people will pop for her when she comes back. I want Ronda to go away for quite some time. And if that means that we get a Becky-Charlotte feud all summer, that sounds great. I'll take that. Have them be forced to tag together and win the women's titles too. I'm up for all that. A Lego Minion. Yeah, there's a little this ship thing. I forget what this one is called, but this version, this little undersea, it's like a deep sea submarine thing. Yeah, I could see a little minion in it, a little minion face there. Luckily, no, because I don't want to build a minion. Durman, that's a terrible pun, and I'll say it out loud. Durman asked, You don't want Ronda Rousey? And the answer is no, I don't want Ronda Rousey. I want her Dunzo. It's time. I was happy with her coming in because she seems excited about the product. I don't like her as a person, as a public figure, but she is. I mean, she's just a terrible person and also bad for business. So I like her gone. Good or bad, it's amazing. Carney's skill, how the wrestlers can somehow weave their own personal lives and stories. Yes. Yeah. And then Ultron. And then years later, you find out that story, the Big Boss Man, Big Show, that the Big Show's father had passed away years before. But also, he said this. He said the Big Show has said this that that storyline allowed him to, like, they had a funeral, like the funeral procession allowed him to like grieve for his dad, which he didn't at the time because he was wrestling so much. He didn't really get a chance to take time off. So that apparently, even with the nonsense of that encounter, allowed him to say goodbye to his father. And that's nonsense because it's wrestling. But yeah, sometimes when wrestling is real, it's really real. Like, why is, like, yeah, I don't know. And then, like, part of the Miz storyline right now is that Shane McMahon beat up the Miz in front of Miz's dad. And all of that is great, except one, that the Miz dad does not react, like, can't act, and that's fine. It's not his job, but they're asking him to act. And two, the Miz's dad might be racist and shitty in real life, so it does feel weird to be like, no, don't do that in front of the Miz's dad. Come on, Shane. But also, like, whatever. I don't want face Miz. I know Miz is going to take a break for the birth of his second child, and then Miz will come back, and hopefully come back as a heel, because that's how he works best. Forgot about the storyline. Yes! The Big Boss Man never said no to a storyline. That's the thing. Big Boss Man, greatest moment for the Big Boss Man was he had reinvented himself. He was a face for years. He reinvented himself as a heel. And then they gave him the opportunity to go face again. His old music played. He came out. And then he wasn't. He was still heel. And then he hugged people that the audience hated and went, I love you guys. And the audience booed him, and it was beautiful. It was such a wonderful moment. I like the Miz going in ESPN today to yell about the Cleveland Cavs and Browns. Oh, that's fun, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, the Big Boss Man was in some, like I said, Ray Traylor never said no to work. He wanted to keep working. He found a gimmick, like playing the Big Boss Man as that kind of like, like when he left WWE, before he came back in as the evil Big Boss Man, he went to WCW and wrestled as Bubba, and he didn't have anything. And that was when they were just hiring anyone from WWE. So when he came back to WWE as Big Boss Man, but as the like private security enforcer character, like he ran with it and reveled in it and did good work. I always wish he had been able to get a face turn, because I think he would have run with it. I think I don't know. So it's always tough to say a good cop character, but like, he could have pulled it off. All right, so we got stuff going on here. So this is a 3-in-1. So we are building this, and then we're going to take it all apart, and then we're going to build it again. And that's how this works. But my hope is that, get some fun out of it. It's a cool looking kit, so I'm excited to build it. And then we get to disassemble. I'll have to go get a separator because this didn't come with a separator. But I should be able to separate most of it just with my hands. But I have a dozen separators right over there, so I can go get those. But yeah, I didn't expect to talk so much wrestling. League of Heels is next Sunday. I'm excited for that. Still trying to get everybody on board for it. Booking is tough. Booking can be tough. It is Sunday, so that does easy. But, some people, now that PAX East is a 4-day event, not everyone stays, flies back on Monday. A lot of people fly in on Thursday and fly out Sunday afternoon so they can get home, so they can go to work on Monday. So sometimes it's not the easiest thing. We have the Fashion Police. Yes, those are our good cops. I always like the 3-in-1, so nowadays I'm focusing on minifig scale stuff. I understand, Durman. Yeah, this is my second one. We did that Space Shuttle 3-in-1, and that was really fun. But this is my second one we've done, and I am enjoying it so far. Looks pretty cool. I love the colors. Some really nice red here. Good looking stuff. And then also it's really fun to later be like, oh, this was that, and now on this kit we use it like this. That's great. Or, oh, this set didn't use all the fucking pieces. It used some of them, but not all of them. Because I think that was one of the 3-in-1s we did. Just like was missing a bunch. Like just barely used some of the pieces. That kit is rad. So this is yes, the Durman. Yeah, that's we built that. It's a space shuttle, and then it's a moon base, and it's a rover. And the rover is the one that didn't use a lot of the pieces, and the moon base used most of them. The moon base was probably my favorite part of that kit. I think the space shuttle looked rad, but the moon base was pretty cool. All right. Now we got to build some arms for this thing. What's that? Snowmobiles are. Actually, you know what? Let's. I did 3-in-1 deep sea creatures. Very fun. There was also a bonus build online that was for whale. Yeah, this might have a bonus build online too. I haven't looked to see. Let's take a break here. I've got it as a shuttle on my shelf. Yes, the shuttle is the coolest part. Folks, hi. We're gonna take a break. The pause for the cause. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. If you're not currently a subscriber, consider becoming a subscriber. You can be a follower and do bits and coins. Always appreciate it. But if you're not following, you just follow like on Twitter when I say I'm going live. Consider becoming a follower. Set your notifications so you know when I go live. Santini says he wants to get the deep sea one for his wife for her birthday. That sounds rad. You should. But yeah, consider becoming a subscriber here on Twitch. Any money I make through that and my Patreon and my coffee all go to me buying model kits and equipment. The choppers we just built came from money from the stream. I just bought a model kit off Amazon that I've been meaning to build for a long time. The price was right. It was on Amazon Prime. I picked it up. I'm not saying what that is, but at some point we're gonna do that. Yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can go to the Baer Cave emote in there. I appreciate that. But also consider joining my Patreon. I'm trying to get to $200 a month. That's the next goal. So consider jumping on there. The show description on Twitter is going to have all the information of that. My Patreon and sorry, hold on one second. For some reason, in my chat, I can't see the links that I'm posting. But if you go to any video on my YouTube, they're all there. I have an Amazon wish list if you want to consider doing that. I don't know. That's pretty fun. Yeah, my links are not showing up here on Twitch. So that's annoying. I don't know why that's happening. But like I said, any YouTube link is going to have that. Try one more time. And if there's something, if you yeah, okay, so they're just not showing up. I don't know why links aren't showing up when I type it. It should be. It might be a setting I have. I'll go look at that and fix that for Saturday. But yeah, any of my links there. I've got a coffee. It's all uh, and also my Amazon wish list is on my Twitter. If there's something, if you think you'd like to see me build and you don't see it on there, you can always send me a message. I have a Discord. I mean, I guess there's no point in putting my Discord in there. Let me go and see my settings here and see if I can figure this out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Don't have that on. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, everybody. Uh, I shouldn't have. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, everybody. I'm sorry, but I can't type links in the chat. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I just do. I'm gonna try doing. Maybe it's the HTTP stuff that's being weird. So let's try that. Okay, so there's my Patreon link. I don't know what's going on, but that's weird. So looks like I have to eventually put my links in differently on my. It's apparently the shortcuts there, the HTTPS shortcuts aren't showing up. That's a weird thing. Anyway, there's my Amazon wish. I don't know, Patreon went in, but Amazon didn't. All right, whatever. I don't know. Look in the video on YouTube. It'll be there, and you can take a look at that later. I don't know. I'll figure out why some of them are being fined and some of them aren't. Uh, there's my coffee. That link worked. Um, but yeah, I don't know why some of these links are working and some aren't. Discord link did not work. Amazon link didn't work. I don't know. That's fun. That's a real good time. Anyway, check my my description. Consider becoming a subscriber. Um, that really helps me out. Um, and yeah, I've got Let Pat Play, the third video. If you like Gunpla, I look at some armor mods for Fallout 4 that are Gunpla inspired. They look pretty cool. I posted yesterday a new background and characters. I'm going to try to get that to work here. Let's see if I can get that at least. Yeah, I'll have to experiment and see what links work and what don't. But here's the YouTube link. Maybe this will work for. Nope, that's not even the right YouTube link. Whatever. Check my show description on YouTube. Watch it after the fact. Sorry, everybody. That was a weird thing. But yeah, I'm gonna have to now go into my own chat and just type in a bunch of stuff and see what comes up. That's weird. Um, anyway, we'll get back to building now. I'm going to drink some water because I haven't had any water tonight. Hey, if you haven't been hydrating, consider getting hydrated. All right. Anyway, working on this deep sea sub here. We're going to put the arms on our sub now. Let's take one of these and one of these. Click, clank, clink, clank. Hell yeah. Turns out my cup of water exactly one drop of water in it. German, that's not enough water. Yeah, I drank a lot last night during the game stream. I'm always better about that when I'm playing games on stream than when I'm building because my hands are moving and I'm talking. So anime talk. We talked about it briefly before. I'll just kind of quickly get into it. Uh, as I said, I watched One Piece. That was good. Uh, Black Clover. They're in a little tournament to decide who's going to be in the special forces. There's a minor character that is kind of fun. He's annoying because he is a flirt, and that's just played for laughs, and he's very bad at it. But got a backstory. He's fun. He's got some cool powers, and he's showing off those abilities. And part of that is that he has strong bonds with his teammates, and it was okay, a good episode. Yeah, it was a fine episode. It's I like a good tournament. I like good fighting. It is weird because they're fighting to be chosen to go become a special forces group of Magic Knights. So that's weird. My roommate is a cat this week. As always, cute and devastating. Y'all, if you want just a cute anime about a guy raising a creature, you don't want to watch My Roommate is a Cat because it is cute, but it's also fucking just emotionally devastating. And this one is too. This one really ramps up the issues of the main character and his personal tragedy. And then I know the next episode is going to be about Haru the cat dealing with the fact that her master, her roommate, is at home because he's on a trip. She's not going to understand that. And that's going to be fucking sad and tough. So this next episode, I'm like, oh God. Okay. It's a cool show. I really do like it, but it is... no, not this week's background on characters, Harold. No. My roommate is a cat because coincidentally, my background on characters that I put up yesterday is about a guy whose roommate is been turned into a cat. But that is just because of that cool image of a cat, and I wanted to write a character bit. I wanted to do a character piece with that involved. No, this is the anime where my roommate is a cat. Thank you, Durman. I appreciate that. That one I was really happy with. So because of travel, I won't be able to record one for the week after PAX, so I recorded 2 today because I usually record them on Thursday for the Wednesday series, and then so I recorded 2 today, and I think both of them are good. I think both of them are pretty good. So I was happy with both of them. One is better than the other, but they're both pretty good. So that I'm happy to have those done because it's I won't have a green screen, so I won't be able to make one for the next Wednesday. I would have to make it when I get back from Boston, and I don't want to deal with that. All right. I like that this thing has 2 different claws. It's making use of the equipment, the pieces available. But yeah, it doesn't have matching claws, and that's kind of cool. Also, no minifigs. That's kind of a bummer. I'm used to having a plethora of minifigs, so it's kind of weird not to have any. Just find a mural somewhere. Yes, indeed. Legitimately finding a background to do a character. Yeah, no. So I recorded 2, and I think it turned out well. So the last show I want to talk about is Rise of the Shield Hero, which, I've talked about. I don't recommend, but I am continuing to watch it. We saw some action. There's some fights. Possibly a new villain arrives. Who knows what's going on with that. So this show, man, it's so complicated in how terrible some parts of it are. And how it doesn't seem interested in being a good program. And then it introduced a martial arts grandma. It's like, fuck off. So it's revealed that there was a lady who, older lady who was dying of some disease, and the Shield hero gave her medicine. And it turns out that this lady used to be the best martial artist in the world. And is still pretty good at defeating things that some soldiers can't defeat. And fuck you for introducing a minor character that I'm so into, show that I think is problematic at best, and maybe fucking terrible. Fuck off with this cool show with a cool martial arts grandma. I mean, she's not a granny, because I don't think her kid had... She does have a son, the Baba, but they do call her Baba. It's just like old lady. But there's a martial arts old lady. And that fucking rules. And that show shouldn't have something that rules that hard in it. Makes me mad. There's some cool spells and some cool fight stuff too, and blah blah blah. But for the most part, I'm just mad because I think that show isn't great, and then they made something really cool. And now I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do? Ooh, that shark looks neat. The underwater shark. Okay. All right, so this one's done. We built one of them. So Ultron. Luckily, the only women in the show that have said that they love the main character is the young raccoon girl who aged up by leveling up, so it's unknown age, and then the young lady who can turn into a bird wants to mate with him at some point. But so far, no other women in the show want to be with him. For the most part of the conceit of this, part of the conceit of this guy is that he is hated by a lot of people. Now, he's hated for a thing that I don't even want to fucking get into, because I don't have the capacity to properly speak on the concepts of false allegations of a sexual nature. I'm just not qualified to generally talk about that. But it is some fucking bullshit that is like, oh God. Just the idea, just let them hate him. They don't need to fucking manufacture a reason. It would have just been fine if they just didn't like him. Instead they had to come up with a bullshit reason of this false accusation. Oh God. It's a garbage show. Yeah, that show is trash. But there's some concepts in it that are really interesting, so I'm keeping up with it. Alright. So I'm going to take a photo of this, because we finished our first, I'm going to do it like this, yeah. We finished our first of 3 kits, because it's a 3-in-1. So then we're going to break it apart, and then we're going to start the second one. So let me just take a photo. Alright. Okay. Water robot. Yeah, so this is the deep sea submarine. I like the engine of it. I like the propeller part. I like the dome. Like I said, I wish it had... I mean, I have minifigs. I can take a minifig out of anywhere. I like that it has 2 different claws. I think that's cool. 2 different styles of claws. But now we're going to build a somewhat similar kind of underwater mining thing is the next one we'll build. So what we need to do is disassemble all this shit. So yeah, as far as anime goes, I think that's it. I usually wait and tonight or tomorrow probably, I'll watch the quintessential quintuplets and some of the other shows Even though the episode came out today, I will wait on watching that. The problem with minifigs is that they drive up the price of the kit. That makes sense, Durman. You're not wrong. Okay, so a thing I need is a separator, which this did not come with the separator, but I have a ton of them. So I will be back in just a moment. Maybe you can hear me. You'll talk while I can do it. I have a dozen separators, and I'm back with the separator. I got one. Because I said, I have a bunch of them. All right, great. So now we're just going to separate this stuff. Just do by color and hit it up as easy as we can. Actually don't know how to. What we can do is okay, if we do like that maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Great. Yeah, so now we're just going to separate everything out, put it back by color, and then we'll build it again. Shouldn't take too long to deconstruct this. But that is the problem with the 3-in-1, is that, you can't build all three. But that's fine. We'll at least get this set up. We'll get it broken down, and then we'll get the second one started. And then we can do that on Saturday in the afternoon stream. Once again, my schedule is Saturday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Doing it earlier on a Saturday than normal because I'm working a shift for a coworker so that I can go to PAX next week and have my shifts covered, which is rad. Fantastic that is able to do that. Oops. And then next Monday, normal 10 p.m. time, the new normal. And Tuesday, I'm doing a stream. It'll be a build stream, so that way I can properly do a build. So I get at least 2 streams in next week. And then next Wednesday, time TBD. Basically, I'm going to check into my Airbnb at 3 p.m. And then I'm going to attempt to do a test stream. And if the test stream works, then I will do a stream that night. Probably at 9 p.m. or something like that. So it's maybe at 8 p.m., maybe a little earlier. It also depends on when I can get, because I can be at the BCEC until 8 p.m. So if I'm getting deliveries from various stuff for the booth, I want to be around. But I'm staying 20 minutes away. So I can get to the BCEC really quickly from my Airbnb. So yeah, so I'm going to try to do a stream that next Wednesday. That's the goal. Ultron says, before the Toys R Us shut down near me, they had a gigantic Star Wars Enterprise kit. We're talking huge, like the Millennium Falcon one. It was still like $200 though, so no deal. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I ended up with those very poor, very not fun Steven Universe kits that I got on sale. And that was, I mean, I didn't even take those back. I don't have those. Those ended up in the trash in San Diego because those just were not good kits. Not fun. So yeah, those are probably the worst things I've ever built on stream, at least. I did not enjoy the Optimus Prime, but yeah, it was definitely off-brand Legos. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Right. Okay. There we go. Of course, I do have my flange, my wedge, if I need to. I can always use one of my other tools, which might come in handy here or there. Who knows? But for the most part, these are just separating nice and easy. And then I'm just, doing what I gotta do. Yeah. Figuring it out as we go. I'm sure there's probably like, oh, you do this one first and then you do that one, but you know, you still have to start from scratch, so it's easier than just separating them. Yeah. Oh, so the kit that I bought with money from streaming, I bought the Master Grade Sandrock because it's the only Master Grade we haven't built from Gundam Wing. You know, we have the high grade of the Endless Walls version, but we've never built the Master Grade version. So I bought that, and that'll be a thing that we can do. I still want to build Naruto. That's still going to be on the list, but that's now an option as well. I'm going to put a poll out tomorrow about what to do after this 3-in-1 is done, and let my $10 Patreon vote on that. That's going to go out tomorrow, so... but that'll be one of the things they can vote on. Naruto will be one. That'll be one. I'll put a Lego set in there as well, in case they want to vote on that. Like, you know, I'll put some options in. But I, you know, haven't done a Master Grade in a bit. That felt like a thing that eventually we had to do it. Even Sandrock is my least favorite Gundam in Gundam Wing. I still eventually had to build it. I thought that Mega Blocks had gotten a lot better over the years. I mean, some Mega Blocks are good. You know, there are some that are decent quality, for sure. The Steven Universe that I built at San Diego Comic-Con last year that was terrible was McFarlane, like, and bad. And then I heard that the van was also terrible. I've heard that from multiple people. People who didn't know that I had built it. People who don't really pay attention were letting me know, hey, this is bad. The Halo stuff, yes. And they have the Call of Duty license, and they have Pokemon. And I think the Pokemon are fun builds. I've enjoyed making doing Pokemon kits. The Pokemon Lego. In general, I think they're pretty great. All right, so... All right, we got to separate these. So we'll do this. Okay. Okay. Sometimes just separating these two. I'm going to try to use my wedge to separate these two. We'll see if that works. Yeah. There we go. I mean, I can also probably use this wedge to do it, and I might do that on the next one. But since I have the tool, the separator, you know, I might as well use it. Trying to do this as quick as possible, folks, so that, you know, because the building part is the fun part, not so much the separating pieces part isn't as thrilling, I'm sure. All right, that goes right there. But yeah, it's kind of fun to see what it looks like and then see what it looks like later once you build it in a different way. Oh, piece just flew away on me. I've got a spare of that, so I don't have to get it now, but I know where it went because it went to a part of my floor where there's not a lot going on, so that's good. So I will get that after the stream and put it in the box because this is going to go with me to my remote location. So my plans for Saturday. Saturday's a long day. I have an audition at the rehearsals near the rehearsal space where I'm going to be filming, and then I have some time before. So I'll go to my audition, go to lunch, and guess what? I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to have lunch at Arby's because I'm right near an Arby's for where I'm going to be. Go to Arby's, have fun at Arby's, do some internet stuff, get some work done for PAX and all that. Set up the stream. I've got half an hour in the rehearsal space to set up before my stream starts. Get all tested, do all that, and then stream, and then come back home, drop all my gear off, have a little time to myself, walk to work. So that's the plan for Saturday. That's my Saturday plan. So that's gonna be busy. That's gonna be a busy day. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, instead of that other Lego set, I can just do that. I'll do the poll and figure out whatever wins the poll. I'll just bring it. Because if I got to bring a model kit, I can bring a model kit. That's fine. I'll do that instead of that Lego set. Because this is I got we've got another half an hour here. We're gonna get most of this done. Finishing it, taking it apart, and building the third thing. Like I'm gonna have plenty of time on Saturday to work on the next set, and it probably won't be a full 2 hours. I'll probably leave a little early because I'm gonna have to break down my gear. Now breaking everything down doesn't take as long as setting it up and testing and getting the angles right. Like it's closing my laptop, taking down the stuff, throwing it in my bag, and going. It will also might mean that Saturday stream might be a little noisy because I will be in a probably busy place. So hopefully the headset you'll only hear me and you won't hear a lot of extra noise. This is pretty good about that. But yeah, I'm partially I'm also looking forward to going to Arby's. I made that decision though. I was like, oh no, I'll breakfast, audition, and then go to Arby's for lunch after my audition. Just have a little something to keep my stomach settled and then go and treat myself. I have to kill some time. I think my audition is like at 1 something and then I'm streaming at 4. So I have the rehearsal room at 3:30 to get set up. But yeah, that should be pretty fun. I'm doing an audition for a house team at UCB called Characters Welcome. It is a character-focused thing. Character monologues. You write a new character every month. It's a fun team. I've teched it in the past. I enjoy it. And 2 of the 3 characters I'm doing in my audition, because I have 3 minutes to do a couple characters. 2 of the characters I'm doing came out of me the background and character series that I've been doing. I am doing the wizard who needs help with his dating profile, and I am doing because that's a fun one, and I've written it down. I've actually written a version of it, and then really quick I'm doing like a 30-second because I just think it's fun the way my character says CDR, deodorant and CDRs. I'm doing the guy who is surprised that someone wants to buy things in his fake operation. So I'll do those 2 characters, and I think those are like pretty fun. And then I've got another piece that wasn't from that show or from the series that I'm doing that I think is a good solid one. Came from a class that I took. The premise is that it is a guy that can commune with ghosts, and he is trying to convince people that Boy Blue 42 is now following. Thank you for that follow, Boy Blue. Appreciate that very much. Yes, that way you know when I go live, get the notification and all that. But yeah, it's a character who's basically can commune with ghosts, but isn't having a great time doing it. There's some jokes in it I think are pretty solid, so I'm excited to do that. That's an audition that I've been looking forward to. And then, like I said, I got to cover a work shift because I'm going to be away next week, so I can't work next Friday or Sunday because I'll be in Boston. So, commune or commute? Ultron, I don't know what you mean. Did I say commune when I said like commute? I don't know. Ride with the ghost to work. Oh. I understand, Ultron. Yeah, no, it's a guy that can like commune with ghosts and talk to ghosts, but he is not having a great time with it. There's a line. I thought that and I'm not going to do the full voice or whatever, but like I thought that I'd be solving unsolved mystery, cold case files, and righting wrongs. Instead, it's fix that broken clock and Put up that wet paint sign. Tell me who the mother was on that CBS show. It's like just lame stuff like that. No, yeah, Ultron, I understand. I get it now. Yeah, I was confused. Um, but yeah, I gotta go down to City Hall. They want to build that 7-Eleven on this old graveyard. That's gonna really fuck up my summer. Civil War ghosts are just so racist. That's a fun character. It's pretty fun. A little range, I got the mystical thing that's practical. I've got the kind of really goofy one, and then I've got that one, which is pretty fleshed out. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to get a house team. I don't that's going to really change things because I'll have to make Thursday. I'll have to be available on Thursdays, so I'll have to change my day I stream, and then also one Monday a month I'll be unavailable. So that'll change things up, which I'm not thrilled about, but that's part of it. I want to be doing live comedy in New York, and it's long overdue that I do that, and this will be a way to do that and be part of UCB, which is something I'm also interested in doing again. So, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with it. Hey, thanks everybody who's watching now. Consider giving me a follow if you haven't already. The next stream, as I said, is Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Normally, I'm a 10 p.m. till midnight streamer, but this Saturday I have my schedule's off. I mean, schedule for the whole rest of the month is weird. When the channel is not live, the image I have will explain it that I'm streaming on this Saturday 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. Next Monday, 10 p.m. to midnight. Next Tuesday, 10 p.m. to midnight. And then Wednesday, TBD. If I can stream from my Airbnb in Boston, I will stream. If I can't, I won't. And then that next Thursday and that Sunday, I will do some live streaming. I'm going to host the Twitch streams that I am involved in, which will be the Improvised Postmortem and the League of Heels show, which will both be streamed, and I will host them here. So if you want to hang out with like-minded folks and not what is often pretty fucking terrible chat for PAX, the smaller PAX ones like PAX 2 and PAX 3, Dragonflies on PAX 3 are better. The main one, even at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, when League of Heels goes live, that chat is not great. Really excited for both Postmortem and League of Heels. Thank you, Boy Blue. Really appreciate that. I should say. Slurring my words a bit. But yeah, I love Improvised Postmortem. Unfortunately, we were going to have Ben Pack, but Ben is now not coming to PAX, which is a shame. He's dealing with some stuff he's got to take care of, and I'm bummed because he's very fun on the panel. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. There's a chance a special guest will be joining us. We have 5 people booked right now. There's always a chance that it might expand into more. We'll see. But yeah, I am excited about it. It's a solid panel that I really look forward to. It's a newish idea for me, but it's already really fun. And not a lot of fucking work. And now that I run a table in Bandland, also, yeah, if you're going to PAX East, please come by the League of Heels booth in Bandland. Please, 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 buy merchandise. Say hi to Aaron on Friday and Saturday. He won't be there on Thursday, but he'll come in on Friday. Because Aaron runs a small business and didn't want to be closed on Thursday, since it would be closed all weekend, which I completely understand. I'm just happy to have him. There was always a chance that he wasn't going to feel comfortable coming. So I'm really glad that he is. Because it's hard to do the show without him. And he's also a great friend of mine. I love seeing him. And so, I get to see him because he's coming. Yeah, we got some. I'm still booking some people for the Rumble because you may understand this, folks. I think this is pretty universal. When you need to book 32 people for a fucking thing, sometimes that's hard. Or like, you reach out to someone. Aaron is a good guy. He's a top man. Um, no, you reach out to people like somebody was like, "Hey, I'm very interested in doing this," and they're like a cool person from the world of video games, and that sounds rad, and you're like, "Awesome." And then you find out that they thought they aren't going to PAX East. They're going to PAX West, and they were reaching out early because they thought you booked PAX West before PAX East happens. That was a 2-week miscommunication that I'm glad we caught there. Eventually, at some point, I just said PAX East, and where you can get, where our table is so close, and they're like, wait, that's not, wait, no, this is about PAX West, and I was like, ah, fuck. I'm trying to be very clear with people. I'm also not in the games industry, so, trying to reach out to people who don't know me. It's tough. I'm not sure we're getting 2 to 4 people together for a podcast. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we didn't do one last year. Because it was like, oh, we have some good stories to tell, and also it was, last year was going to be the first time that I didn't, PAX West was the first time I ran the panel without Aaron. So I didn't want to start with a Rumble. I'm happy to do it because it makes for a really compelling, interesting show. But, it's still really frustrating. And then also, there is a transition happening, right? A lot of people that you would see at every PAX, you're not seeing at every PAX. They're picking 1 PAX a year to go to, or 2 PAXs to go to. But people that you would normally see, all of them. Like, if you're a streamer, at a certain point, PAX is losing income because you're not streaming. And maybe not all your fans are going to that one, whereas there's another one that they are going to. It makes sense to anybody that's like, oh, I'm not going to this one. It makes sense, but that also makes my life harder because now I have to, meet new fucking people. I should probably rewatch the last few League of Heels shows, but Aaron's still in prison. So Lord Crashington, Aaron was arrested at PAX East last year and has been in PAX jail and PAX in Boston ever since. He was not at PAX West, and he was not at PAX Unplugged. He is currently in jail, but he is being let out of jail on good behavior so that he can announce at PAX East this year, along with young Dota, Casey Egan, who is performed before, but made her debut as an announcer at PAX Unplugged, and will return to announcing to join Aaron. Work release, yeah. I think PAX West is one of our best shows. I know I produced it, but I think that the storyline stuff worked really well. I think everyone played their part. I think the video game that we decided to do is one of the worst that we've ever played, but was perfect for it. I genuinely think that the Quiplash was interesting and a cool thing to do for the Jeff Green belt. And then I think Unplugged. I think PAX Unplugged is just a fun event. It is I'm honest about this. It is the least attended PAX thing I've ever been a part of. It was a really great show, and it was a really great it's a great example to send people because it really felt like a thing that that's what we're if we do PAX South ever again. Yes, the I Quit match. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. If we ever do PAX South, if we ever do a show that's not at PAX, Smack Talk Showdown is just a really fun game, and the tournament style that we did, I think works really well. And if I just have to book 8 funny people, or and I can get a video game person here or there, I'm gonna try to do that because that was a fun way to do. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Harold. I'm trying my best. And Aaron is done such a great job, and he's still working on things. He's still helping me with a lot, but um, I this year I had my hope was to do a event outside of PAX, to do PAX East and PAX West, and then something else. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen this year because I don't have a full time job right now, and that so real life is kind of taking over. Uh, and once I get settled in something new, then I'll start looking at that. Um, because I really have to focus on getting a fucking job, uh, a full time employment. I have like a job right now, but it's not full time work. So while I'm looking for that, but yeah, and then I'd love to go to PAX South 2020. I'd love to go back to PAX South. I had such a good time with it. But again, I have to focus on work stuff. Then, all right, so then this goes like this. But yeah, I mean, I love League of Heels. So any chance I get to do it, we're gonna do it. And Ryan and Pierce and everybody at the PAX, like the Reed Pop side of PAX have been so gracious, so fantastic. All right, we're almost done with the second one here. I'm definitely going to have to, I'm going to do a poll tomorrow, figure out what I'm going to bring, because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble this so that it's easy for me to assemble it on Saturday, and we'll build the third version of this on Saturday, and then I'll start the next kit, because I didn't think I'd get this far today, but clearly we got far enough that I'm almost done with the whole thing. So doing 2 of the 3 didn't take too long at all, and then we'll get the third one in on Saturday, along with a new build, which might be Gunpla, it might be Lego. I'm going to put some options up on, like I said, my $10 Patreon supporters get to vote. So tomorrow I'm going to put a poll up for them to see what I build next, if it's going to be a Lego set or that Naruto set or whatever. But I'll put some options up. As you can see, there's plenty of. We've never used this piece at either of the two, so that's definitely on our big undersea robot. Is going to be this piece here. We've never built that, but this is the other one here. This is kind of like the undersea. I don't know what this is. I guess it's like, yeah. Oh, there's a stingray or a manatee or a stingray in there too. Yeah, this is like the underwater mining thing, I guess. But I will get my camera out, take a photo of that, kind of like that, not like that, and as I said, I'll take this apart to make it easier for me to build this on Saturday. And great. Yeah. I'll just I'll chat with you all. Well, I'll start taking this apart here on stream, and we'll hang out for a few more minutes until the end. I don't want to cut out early, so I can just start taking this apart, make my life a little easier for Saturday. But yeah, folks, I'm excited about next week. Going to PAX. I am doing Dave Lang's panel on Saturday. I never remember any details about it, so I'm looking it up. I'm literally going to look it up right now. So let me look that up, because I never remember when it is. I have to download. I haven't done it yet. I got to download the app and just put my own panels in it. That's the secret I do a lot of times, is just put it in there. Sunday badge is still available. And let's see here. So let's go to. Nope, I don't want that. Schedule. And Saturday nights. And it's. Let's rank it. is Saturday at 8 p.m. At the Bobcat Theater. It will hopefully be audio recorded. It will not be live streamed because Bobcat is not a live stream theater. But I am doing that with Dave Lang and Kelly Wallach from the Indie Megacorp and Felix Kramer of many things including Finji, the Jeff Green champion, Gersman, and maybe Trites. I took Trites' spot at PAX West, and I don't know if Trites has gotten a spot back in because he's not listed on this one. So Lang may be over. So I may have taken Aaron's spot in that panel, which is hilarious. Fun fact, I think I may have mentioned this before, but Aaron was listed, and that because Lang didn't talk to anyone, so Lang didn't know that Aaron wasn't going to PAX West. So I was like, hey, I'll take his spot. And then Lang retweeted that, but never emailed me about the panel or said anything about it ever. And then eventually there was a tweet about it that he put out about when it was, and then I was listed, and I was like, wait, am I actually doing this? And he goes, yeah. That's why I retweeted it. I was like, you have to fucking... No, you can't do that. You have to, like, email someone if you want them to do a thing. You can't just be like... Like, no. You have to, like... You can't just be like, yeah, you're doing it. Ugh. Like, no, email me. Tell me. Like, come on. Whatever. I do love the League of Heels site. Yes. Marino, Brad, is incredible. That website is fantastic. I use it all the time. His stat tracking has been great. No one asked Brad to do daily facts about League of Heels to help promote it. No one asked Owen to do that either. Both of them are just doing that on their own, and I love it. And I'm so thankful for them to help promote. There is at least one, I'm not going to say who because I don't want to blow up their spot, but I will tell you this as we wrap up. There is at least one person who's doing the show this year because they got referenced in the in one of the like fact things and was like, "Oh, hey, you messaged me about this and I never replied. I'd love to do it." And I was like, "Hell yeah, you would love to do it." But because I think they like saw that tweet and were like, "Oh yeah, good times." So that was very nice. So there's at least one person performing at this show because of that. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun show. Eric, our video production person, Eric Canis, will film it, and it'll look better than the Twitch stream, although the main stage Twitch stream is pretty good. But he can be places they can't be, so... I am excited about all of this, and hope that folks like the stuff we're going to do. Should be fun. I'm going to be at the booth most of the weekend. I won't get a chance to really play anything. I am all going to try to go talk to some people about, work. Maybe they want to hire me to do something. Or short-term work. I don't know. It's worth asking. I need a job. Full-time employment, so I'm going to talk to some people face-to-face because that's better than emails. But that's going to do it. I'm going to finish breaking this all down so I can build the third one again on Saturday. Like I said, $10 patrons are going to be able to vote on what I build next. I'll put that poll up tomorrow. Gives them some time to vote for Saturday. And, yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thanks for hanging out here at the Build with Baer workshop. Once again, Saturday stream is at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's an early stream instead of the normal time of 10 p.m. So, thank you for hanging out, everybody. If you check your subscriptions, if you have to renew because you use Twitch Prime, you got to auto-renew that. Make sure you do that so that you can... because next Tuesday will be the last build stream of the month. Guaranteed build stream of the month, so I'm doing my giveaway then. So make sure that if your thing expires before that, you renew it. This one last piece will not come out, so I get to solve that off stream. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon on the next Build Baer Workshop.